Hi guys, Kelly here, and I was cleaning up my desk and I realized that I still had these two palettes sitting here waiting to be reviewed. I've already reviewed, I think, the James Charles palette. It's Morphe. I love Morphe. There is no problem. Even the Jaclyn Hill ones I like. The second batch, or the Vault was okay, but I like the first Jaclyn Hill better. But anyways, so here's the James Charles palette, and here is the Wet n Wild. So I do like the Wet n Wild look, and they have no shade names, but I'm afraid that if they already used James Charles's color story, so why would they could steal his name? I mean, look at that. That is so close. Now, flattery, obviously, imitation is the best form of flattery. However, there's imitation and then there's just plagiarism. Is it plagiarism or is that just narrating? I don't know. Anyways, I've used both palettes. The James Charles is extremely pigmented and colorful and long-wearing, long-lasting without primer. Wet n Wild, not so much. If you're on a budget and you want a palette, I would go with this, but with Afterpay these days, you can just go to Morphe.com and get the James Charles palette for, what is it? I think it's $35, so pay it over, four installments, so it breaks it down to simple math, and I think that's breaking it down in half would be around $16. So break it again down in half again. So 16 it'd be $8. And so why, in my opinion, why spend $20 for this? I think Wet n Wild does Afterpay, and then that's only $5 a week or every 2 weeks. But I would just go with this one. This has doesn't have a lot more shades. It's missing 5, but you wouldn't notice because I think this is a 35, or is it a 40? It isn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 40, I think, because, it's what? So no, because it's 8 times 4, which is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So there's 39. So it's missing one shade that this is. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess they could be good companions because, the matte blue in here, which is Brother, is a matte. In here, it's a shimmer. But this requires build up and requires primer. A primer is good. Clearly, there's some fallout right there. Primer is a good thing to have, but it's good for you to use no matter what. But I've been trying not to with both formulas. I've worn them without and with primer on both formulas, and it really is your call. Again, I recommend the James Charles palette over the Wet n Wild palette. But if you're a Wet n Wild collector, I like Wet n Wild products. It has been there since I was a kid. It will continue to be there if I ever have children and they wear makeup. So I like to collect Wet n Wild things, and so I wanted to test this out for myself. I haven't watched any reviews on it, just because I wanted my own unbiased opinion, and I have it. It is buildable, it is layerable, whatever. It does blend, it does everything that you want a shadow to do, but it's, on the cheaper end because $20, $35. But again, with Afterpay, you're not getting, we can afford the more expensive stuff now these days because of Afterpay. And I feel like I'm plugging Afterpay. And I guess I am, because it's really good, because even if you say one week you can't afford it, they'll just give you a small late fee and roll you over until the next time. And that's happened to me many times, where I almost haven't paid for like a month simply because I couldn't afford to. They just give me a small late fee, remind me that I need to pay it, and then I pay it when I can, and everything's great. So again, I would recommend James Charles, unless you're like me and like Wet n Wild products. But you can probably get all these colors, even the ones that are shimmered that are not in the James Charles palette. You can probably get them in other forms on Morphe or in other places. I'm not saying don't go buy this. Without a doubt, not saying that. I bought it. I love Wet n Wild, and I paid full price. I didn't do Afterpay, and I'm trying to make sure things don't fall all over on my desk. There is a lot of fallout. You have to understand is that this is still a drugstore product. They won't sell it in the drugstores. You can probably only get it online, and I think maybe Ulta or Sephora might carry it, but I can't guarantee that. I do not like the fact that they don't have shade names. I mean, I guess they didn't want to rip off, James too much. But again, it's so much like the James Charles palette that I can't even. I mean, I knew that there was a lot of shade going around about them ripping it off, but they really did. So like this shade, the shade in here, the first one, that's called, I can't even read that, Canvas. It's white on this one. Where he has Flashback, they have basically Canvas. Well, it's a little bit more yellow tone than Canvas. So, you know what, guys? The call is 100% yours. These probably have more talc in them, but it's your call. I like both, and I will probably use both. And that is my review. It's kind of a hit and a miss, or a flop and a pop, or a fail or nail, whatever you guys want to call it. They're both good in their own respective ways. The same way that an OPI polish is to an Orly polish, or Crayola is to Blick, or I guess it would be Prismacolor to Blick. I don't know. It's different, but it's basically the same, and both have good qualities, both have bad qualities. You choose and you decide. But that is my review. I say that James should be proud that they want to use his design and color story, because a lot of people, some people like color, some people don't. There is something for everybody in this palette, which is exactly what James wanted. He wanted a look for everybody. He wanted everybody to be able to do whatever kind of look they wanted to do, and you can do that with the James Charles palette, but you can also do that with the Wet n Wild palette. And so not everybody has access to Afterpay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I don't think that's true. Anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to me ramble on about the James Charles and Wet n Wild palette. Look for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Collection Palette 2 coming out soon. Or coming to this channel soon. It's already out. I already have it, and I've already licked the case. It's plastic, and it has a huge mirror. You've already seen it, but I'm actually going to review it more. So I didn't swatch because I'm going to be making dinner soon, and I don't want mica and talc and all that crap getting into the meatloaf. shiny meatloaf is not something I want. Though it kind of sounds like something like British people would make. The shiny meatloaf? I can't do a really good accent. I don't do any accents. I do a crappy accent. Anyways, guys, I love you so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my very next video. Remember to stay you, be beautiful, and always be you. Bye, guys!